Hello, this is psychicpodcasts.com. I'm Psychic Sahar. We're delighted to have with us Dr. Jude Currivan, a sensitive, scientist, healer, and cosmic geomancer. She's also the author of The Wave and the 8th Chakra. Dr. Currivan, welcome.
Thank you, Sahar. It's lovely to be here.
I found your book absolutely fascinating, The Wave. You've managed to put a very complicated subject in a very simple way that the layman can understand. And the first thing that would be of interest to our listeners is, what is the holographic universe?
Well, I suppose we can go back 2,500 years. The Buddha described the cosmos as a web of jewels, a vast interrelated web of jewels, each jewel with a myriad of faces reflecting the other jewels, and all part of the wholeness that is the cosmos. Now, the way that Buddha described the cosmos then is the way that physicists are progressively describing the universe now. We would use the word holographic. The Buddha would describe it as a web of jewels. The reason for the word holographic is that a hologram is basically representing the one in the diversity of the many. The hologram splits an object into millions and millions and millions of pieces, but every tiny piece is a representation of the whole.
That's right. And if we were to take a small piece of that broken down holograph, we'd find all the properties
Absolutely.
that belong in the whole.
Absolutely.
What does this mean for me as an individual, Jude?
Well, to go beyond that, physicists are feeling that the whole world is essentially a projection of a cosmic hologram. And in the same way that a hologram is produced by a beam of light which is split, one beam is bounced off a mirror, the other off an object, they recombine, and then when light is shone through that recombined image, a hologram is produced. Instead of light being split, it's looking more and more as though it is consciousness and the intention of consciousness that essentially is both the projection and the screen from which the hologram that is the cosmos is created.
That's interesting.
And so that means essentially that the universe, the cosmos, multidimensionally, is a wholly interrelated conscious entity, and that asks us, indeed requests, invites, forces us to acknowledge that we're both creation and co-creator.
Yeah. Co-creator. Why is this new vision emerging now?
Well, if you have a sense that consciousness expresses itself as energy, in my book, The Wave, I talk about how all energy is in the form of waves, and it's from the vast matrix of waves at every scale of existence that the cosmos is created. Now, waves exist in space and time. They have a beginning, a middle, and end, a creating, a peaking, a falling away. So there are waves within our own experience of our own lives. We're born, we live, we die. Equally, there are larger waves that express history of our collective humanity, history and evolution. So at the moment, there are many waves of experience that are coming together. And mystics of many traditions have said that this is the time when we collectively will take a leap, a shift of consciousness.
And I've had news of your third upcoming book, which I'm not going to talk about in detail, but may I ask, what is integral reality?
Well, integral reality is taking the whole idea of that I express in The Wave of the cosmos as a wholly interrelated conscious whole, one step further. There is an emerging view across science and philosophy that actually says that all that we deem to be reality, whatever we call consciousness, however we describe the manifest world, whatever we do to describe mind and matter, is in fact all one. Yes. And is integral.
Yes.
And that's where the term integral reality comes from. We can't separate it. We can't say that matter arises from consciousness, or even that, we have to really look at the entirety of the cosmos.
On a microcosmic level, does that mean we have to look at our own actions and thoughts.
Indeed, because we are creation and co-creator.
So whatever we think or do can affect other parts in the cosmos.
It's not only can, it innately does.
Yeah, it's the butterfly effect.
Yeah, it cannot. That's who we inherently are. But of course, integral reality and integral consciousness operates on many, many different vibratory levels. So, for example, with us as a microcosm of the cosmic hologram, we are having this conversation with our conscious minds, but there's much, much more going on at subconscious levels and supraconscious levels.
Right.
So when we talk about choices and intentions, that can happen at all those different vibratory levels.
So can we say that the book, The Wave, is really about all these vibratory levels?
Yes, it
whether
is.
on a human level or a cosmic level, that we're somehow all connected, all the waves are one?
Absolutely. And what The Wave seeks to do in a really accessible way is to show that at all scales of existence, from the minute to the mighty, we are all part of an interconnected conscious whole.
That's wonderful. Would you come back and talk to us again about your new book, The Eighth Chakra?
I'd be delighted to.
Jude Currivan, thank you very much for being with us.
You're welcome, Sahar.
Thank you.